You wear many hats in a small firm. You know, what you trade for specificity in a large firm, you trade for opportunity in a small firm. You know, we have guys, women, folks in our office that they're able to take on as many responsibilities as they're willing to. So if they want to go to client meetings, if they want to try to write proposals, if they want to sit in construction meetings, they're able to do all those things. We have some amazing people that work for us, and you can just look at them and tell that someday they're going to be running their own office. They're too good to stay in our small house. And so you spend the time and you develop them and you help guide them and shape them, but you know eventually that they are going to leave. You hope they don't, and you just hope that you can borrow their skills for as long as possible before they leave. But we keep them there because we let them do really whatever they want to do. And if they see a problem that they want to tackle, we let them do it. And they reward us with engaging into the firm and having ownership in a firm that belies their age level, if that makes sense. So everyone acts as if they own part of the firm, which makes a difference. There have been a lot of challenges. That's one of the cool things about working in a small firm is there's always something going on. You learn more from when things go wrong than when things go right, which sounds like a bad thing to tell somebody, or at least tell a young person, that when things go well, you're not getting as much out of it. And so many, many years ago, right when I started working at a new firm, I inherited a commercial job that the firm had taken on. And the contractor on this particular job had grossly underestimated the actual costs of the project. And it was a public project, and this company was selected. And so for the next 2 years, this contractor took every opportunity to pick a fight on every single part they possibly could. And they had lots of turnover. We went through site superintendents, we went through construction managers like crazy. And every turn, the owner of this company, the construction company, was telling me that he was going to ruin me. He was going to sue me into the ground. And it was incredibly stressful. But what I learned from that process was how to handle myself under fire. And I learned how to behave, what not to do, by watching what this one contractor was doing. I mean, he would tell me every time I saw him, "Son, I'm gonna wreck your life," you know, which is not a great thing to hear. But what happened over time is his behavior versus my behavior was that his character was exposed to be commensurate with his behavior. I mean, he acted like a jerk, and people started to say, well, that's because he is a jerk. You know, and all the things when he would start to try to paint a certain picture, everyone stopped listening to him at some point. So that was a tough job to go through. But I learned more from it than any other job I've ever worked on, probably. So a lot of small firms are, say, residential practices or small commercial. A lot of times the person you're meeting with, you're spending their money, right? It's not the representative who's the custodian of some account somewhere, but it's their money. You know, it didn't take me long when I was working at a large firm to realize that even on my best days, I was just doing my job. That was the response I got back from the people I was working with. They liked me, and I was their friends, and we were friendly, but I was just doing my job. When I worked in a small firm, the personal connection is different when it's their money and it's their project, and they have ownership in it. They're going to be using the project. This represents something different for them than if I was building some giant building somewhere. And as a result, you learn things about these people. They open up to you in a way because it yields a better product, a better building. And very quickly, I don't have just finished buildings. I have relationships that live on way beyond my building. Small firms have the ability to communicate with others about the projects they work on and just what it means to be an architect and what it's like to be an architect in a way that I think small or large firms rather, they don't have the ability to do that. We have the ability to tell first-person narrative stories about our projects. You know, I know everybody on my projects. You know, I know the owners, I know the builders, I know the subcontractors, I know every team member from every side of the table. And as a result, what we're able as small firms to do in terms of communicating with people is entirely different than what a large firm can do. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing.